Sound of Texas 95.9, The Ranch, hanging out at Cowboy Channel, Cowboy Christmas, booth number 23701. My name is Cole Sheriff from Last Call, sitting here with Miss Kylie Frey. Kylie, thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for having me, Cole.
Well, absolutely. It's been a big year for you. You are doing the National Anthem here at the NFR for the third time.
Yes.
How exciting is that?
It was wonderful. I sang for the first round, and just to kick off the whole rodeo was just such an honor. Yeah, I've closed the rodeo before, but
Kicking it off. That's
night
really
one
special.
was pretty special.
Well,
yeah.
we saw it on Instagram. We weren't able to make it to the perf that night, but it was absolutely amazing. You
Well, thank you.
blew it
Thank
out of
you.
the water. We love it. Well, you've got a brand new song out, came out 4 days ago.
Yes.
And it's got a really touching story. It's called My John Wayne. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so my producer is Trent Willman, and Trent has been an artist himself, but he also produces a guy you might know. He's an up-and-coming artist, Mr. Cody Johnson.
Oh, I think we've heard of him.
Maybe once or twice. So he produces Cody, and when Cody recorded this last project, you know, songwriters come out the woodworks to send songs to Cody Johnson, as they should, you know? And so, obviously, he can't record every single song that comes across his desk, but, you know, he records the ones that he does, but then the pile that doesn't get recorded, you know, those kind of keep getting pitched around town, but I was lucky enough to get to hear the songs that he passed on. And this was one of those songs, which I'm very thankful that he passed on.
Of course.
And it came across at the time when I had just lost my manager, Irv Woolsey, and we had always just said he was so John Wayne, like we couldn't believe, you know, that he wasn't around anymore. And then this song called My John Wayne pops up on my phone, and Chris Stapleton actually wrote it.
Yeah, a pretty star-studded writing team on that song.
Yes,
Chris
Stapleton.
Jesse Alexander as well, and then Ashley Monroe.
Ashley Monroe.
Wow.
I know. Incredible.
That is amazing.
Incredible. So, yeah, when I first heard it, I was like, okay, I love Stapleton could sing the ABCs and I'd be in. You know what I mean? So I was like, do I actually love this song, or do I just love Stapleton? And so I had to like really take a beat and like step away from it and then come back to it and be like, no, it's the song.
Right.
And then Stapleton was just icing on the cake, you know, getting to hear that on the demo.
Absolutely,
so, yeah.
absolutely. I first heard the song when it came out, but I know a lot of people might not have heard it yet. You think you could play it for us?
I would love to.
All right, Kylie Frey, everybody.
He can rope the wind, he can win the fight, shoot you straight, but he knew wrong from right. He can saddle up, save the day, but he knew when he should ride away. He was hard, but he was good to the core. They don't make them like that anymore. He was red as a July desert rain. He was my John Wayne. He could fall in love, he could be the fool, he could blow his top, but he could keep his cool. You could see his light on his face and hands. He was a woman's dream and a man's man. He was home, but he was good to the core. They don't make him like that anymore. He was red as a July desert rain. He was my John Wayne. was just some guy that didn't shed a tear the day he died. But tonight he walks down the streets of gold, a cowboy and a hero. He was hard, but he was good to the core. They don't make 'em like that anymore. He was red as a July desert rain. He was my John Wayne. He was my John Wayne.
That is Kylie Frey and her
Thank you.
brand new tune available anywhere you get your music. It's called My John Wayne. You wrote something about that song that I thought was absolutely beautiful. I wrote it down here so I wouldn't butcher it. You said, great songs allow you to find yourself in the details. I thought that was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And I think it describes your journey to find that song very well.
Thank you. I learned that I had a song called Horses in Heaven, and I almost didn't put that song out. I wrote it thinking, okay, this is just my therapy, for, the passing of my grandpa. I never thought I would actually record it because it was so specific to me and to my story. And I was like, I don't know how anyone's going to relate to this. Maybe a handful of people. But that's when I figured out, no, the more specific you can be to who you are and to your story, people find themselves in the details.
Absolutely.
And I
People
think
need
that's
that.
country music, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is the definition of country music, real country music.
Yeah.
Speaking of real country music, you had a very amazing personal accomplishment this year. You are now a brand new mother.
I am,
You brought
yes.
your baby boy with you,
Yes,
Mr. Bear.
He's here.
How has it been being on the road with him?
So we've played a handful of shows since then, and it's definitely been a whirlwind
Of course.
for sure.
It's been different.
Yes. I've had so many people come up to me and say, "I can't believe you're playing shows already," and I'm like, "It is pure ignorance because if I would have known, I probably would have taken some more time off." But it's it's kind of my personality to just kind of get back on the horse and keep riding. So.
With some extra luggage.
Exactly.
I love
Exactly.
it.
Yes.
You've been doing a thing on Instagram that I think it's hilarious and very endearing at the same time. You're teaching your baby real country music.
Yes,
These
yes.
videos you've got set up, just holding your baby and singing some of the best to ever do it. Dolly, Patsy, the Judds, Waylon and Willie.
Yep.
And of course, Hag.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it. Well, you should really just be playing him your tunes, because that is real country
Well,
music.
he hears those probably more than he wants to.
Well, you think he could hear another one?
Sure,
right.
absolutely. Let's do, I think I'm going to do Horses in Heaven for you since I'm...
That one is highly requested on the range.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You guys have been so good to me over the years. I can't even begin to say how thankful I am for this radio station. It's one of my favorites, so...
Well, we just love real country music, and that is all you do. We love it.
Grandpa taught me how to ride on a buckskin mare when I was 5. He told me the way of life was in my blood. And I learned the ropes, how to hold the reins. When I got thrown, how to hide the pain. He'd give me the eye, and I'd give back. And these days, I don't know if he's rounding up a herd of cattle, or going for 8 in his old bronc saddle, or teaching a young buck a hard-learned, well-earned lesson. I don't know if he's roaming around just to pass the time somewhere up there on the other side, checking a fence line just as the sun is setting. You're unsure that he's riding horses in heaven. Stubborn, strong, thicker skin. I'm who I am because of him. Teaching this girl all that cowboy stuff. You may say, may he rest in peace, but he ain't resting if you ask me. If I know him, he's up there kicking up dust. I don't know if he's rounding up a herd of cattle, or going for aid in his old bronc saddle, or teaching a young buck a hard-learned, well-earned lesson. I don't know if he's roaming around just to pass the time somewhere up there on the other side, checking a fence line just as the sun is setting. But I'm sure that he's riding horses in heaven. Well, I think the angels must have wanted a helping hand, and they needed a cowboy, not just anything. I don't know if he's rounding up a herd of cattle, or going for aid in his old bronc saddle, or teaching a young buck a hard-learned lesson. I don't know if he's roaming around just to pass the time somewhere up there on the other side, checking a fence line just as the sun is setting. But I'm sure that he's riding horses in heaven. Grandpa taught me how to ride on a buckskin mare when I was 5. He told me the way of life was in my blood.
Kylie Frey with 95.9 The Ranch, hanging out at
Thank
Cowboy
you.
Channel,
Thank
Cowboy
you.
Christmas. That one's Horses in Heaven. Well, you are here in Vegas. Is this the last stop for the year?
This is.
And then Steamboat.
Yes,
is
and
soon.
then Steamboat.
All right. Well, tonight you
Yes.
are playing with Randall King and a bunch of other folks, Drake Milligan, Wynn Williams, Jenna Paulette, to name a few, at Randall King's Tonk Vegas.
Yes.
Highly anticipated. That's going to be a fun time tonight.
This will be my 3rd year playing it.
Really?
Yes, it is so much fun. It's like, it's one of the things I look forward to now, just coming to Vegas,
That's
because we don't really get to see our friends in the business, you know what I mean? Because
No.
we're all off playing our own shows, and so when we all get to come together on one night, it's
It's great.
typically a big time.
It is one of my favorite parts.
And I got a
about
babysitter, so
Vegas. It's one of my favorite parts about Vegas, just getting
Yeah.
everybody in the same city. and
Yes.
we all get to shake hands and see each other.
Yes.
Even if we don't get to do it again for the next 365 days. Well, you've got some fun stuff coming out with Randall soon.
I do.
In February, what can you tell us about this
I
tune?
do. So I have a song called Fort Worth featuring Mr. Randall King. And yeah, it'll be out February 1st. It is a 2-stepping honky tonker.
That's awesome.
Yes. So
awesome.
I am so excited to put that one out in the world.
We can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to cut a rug with it. What do you say we hear one more before we turn you loose?
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me figure out what I'm going to play for you. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just do the song that I close every show with. It's called I Do Things.
Let's do it.
Ride like a Mustang, it's never been my thing to settle in one place too long. I got a habit of being attracted to doing whatever I want. A little more rhinestone than diamond, go ahead and call me misguided. Oh, I never thought that I'd get caught daydreaming of being a bride. But just my luck, lightning struck, and suddenly I'm changing my mind. 'Cause look at you, I'm starting to think I'm ready to do that I do thing. Yeah, look at you, looking at me, I'm ready to do that I do thing. Yeah. chances just always seem senseless. Never let my defenses down. I wasn't planning on forever standing, more partial to running around. You're the more keeper who throw back. You look good on me and I like that. Oh, I never thought that I'd get caught daydreaming of being it right. But just my luck, lightning struck, and suddenly I'm changing my mind. 'Cause look at you, I'm starting to think I'm ready to do that I do thing. Yeah, look at you, looking at me, I'm ready to do that I do thing. Oh yeah. I'm a little more rhinestone than diamond. Yes, I'm known of events misguided. Whoops, so I never thought that I'd get caught daydreaming of being it right. But just my luck, lightning struck, and suddenly I'm changing my mind. 'Cause look at you, I'm starting to think I'm ready to do that I do thing. Yeah, look at you, looking at me, I'm ready to do that I do thing. Loony dresses, loony rings, I'm ready to do that I do thing. Yeah.
Kylie Frey, ladies and gentlemen. Kylie, thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for
Thank y'all
coming
for
by.
listening.
She's got a brand new song out, came out just a few days ago called My John Wayne. She's playing with Randall King and a bunch of others at Stoney's tonight. That's Randall King's Tonk Vegas. And you got a new song coming out with him in February.
Yes, sir.
Kylie, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate it.
having me.
Yes, ma'am. 95.9 The Ranch. Thank you all so much.